Hi, my name is Jason Goocher, and this is my conspiracy theory on is the Sphinx Egyptian. A little background on the Sphinx is the Grand Sphinx is a statue that is 240 feet long and 66 feet tall, built near the Great Pyramids of Giza. The statue itself is made out of a single block of limestone, and as for the age, the general consensus of multiple theories is that the statue was erected around late 25th century BCE. Now, a few problems with the Sphinx and kind of writing down all the facts about it is we actually do not know the original name of the statue. The term Sphinx refers to the creature in Greek mythology that was written down around 2,000 years later of the statue's supposed building. And throughout all the tombs in Giza, none of the hieroglyphic inscriptions reference the statue in any way, which means that they are built, or the statue was built after all the inscriptions. Now, the Sphinx does make appearances in other cultures around the same time, and that can be traced back to Mesopotamia. The main source of art, and kind of just like anything of the Sphinx in Mesopotamian cultures, is in Minoan cultures in Crete. And with these two timelines lining up almost exactly of it appearing in Crete and the statue being built begs the question of where did the Sphinx actually. Now, the Minoans were able to travel the Mediterranean Sea very well, which when looked into poses the question of were they able to go to Africa? And so instead of sailing straight from Crete to Africa, which people have proposed would be a very difficult task, Minoan vessels traveled the Mediterranean through island hopping. And we have found evidence of Minoan artifacts found throughout islands off of the coast of Turkey as well as in Israel. And there has been some of the shipwrecks that were dug up dated back to 2200 BCE. Now on this map we can see Crete, which is right here. And there was very difficult time traveling between the straight shot of Crete down to Egypt due to the winds blowing. So how Minoans went around this is they would island hop and go around Turkey to Israel and then down eventually to Egypt. So a few problems with current theories is none of the inscriptions, both in the tombs in Giza, don't talk about the Sphinx, as well as supposedly there is inscriptions on the actual Sphinx statue itself, but due to weathering, those have eroded away. And without any other written inscriptions, we can't trace down if there's direct links between the Sphinx and any Egyptian gods or rulers that it might be based off of. And it would be difficult to date the actual stone itself or when it was carved out because most of the most outermost stone has also eroded away. Another difficulty is that with the Mesopotamian and Greek Sphinx being female, there's no explanation of what happened and why the Sphinx is male versus female. Now, my theory is that the Minoans first created the original idea for the Sphinx, and that would be the same one that would later appear in Greek mythology. And how that image and idea got to Egypt is through trade goods, and those trade goods would be going around and then eventually end up in Egypt. And so, with Egypt seeing this mythical beast, they would take it into their own kind of mythos because of how they believe it could relate, and they seeing it as a symbol of power. And so, with Egypt believing that their ruler at the time is basically a god, they decided to dedicate a statue of the Sphinx, which would describe the sex change of the actual Sphinx itself, because the rulers at the time were men, so they would change it from being a female to a male. And that would also describe how there is no earlier reference to it, because the Minoans brought the idea to the Egyptians. And this is my references. So thank you. That was my theory.